guys, we got this great clip from one of our long content videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Enjoy. Guys, through this joint venture process, by partnering with people who've done it before, who are a step ahead of you, that's where you're gonna get the growth. You can learn so much by getting yourself involved into a joint venture partnership, and it can work both ways, right? So let's assume you want to be a real estate investor, but you don't want to do all of the work, but you have some money. So you've been saving up in life, working that W-2 job, and you've got a 401k and it's got a couple $100,000 in it, but it's not growing quite fast enough. You're quickly coming up to retirement. You don't want to lose your money, so you want to start getting into real estate for cash flow and appreciation. You can joint venture with someone who doesn't have the money, but has a skill set, someone who can find a great deal, someone who can get that deal renovated to its highest and best use and create that cash flow and manage that property on the day-to-day. So again, we do these types of partnerships with people all of the time. Money is one side of the equation. The other side of the equation, finding the deal, operating the deal, fixing the deal, figuring out the highest and best use. All of these things are ways that you can find partnerships. People have different skill sets. So I might be really, really good at finding a deal, but I don't have any money. And someone else has done a fabulous job of working the 9 to 5 for 20 years, and they've got a few $100,000, and now you want to get involved in real estate, but you don't want to spend the time and the effort that it takes to go find the great deal and to manage the renovation and figure out the highest and best use. So you guys could partner there. You could also have someone who's in the construction business, and you've been doing this construction business for your whole life, and you're really good at turning these properties around, and you're watching real estate developers and real estate investors make a ton of money on the stuff that you're building, and you say, hey, you know what? I want to do that. I want to find a deal. I want to put in my sweat equity. So I'll come in, Mr. Flip Flop Flipper, and I'll renovate the property for you at cost. I'll manage the construction. I'll take all of the headaches. I'll get the permits. I'll do this, and I'll put some money in. And there's joint ventures that can come out of this. Joint ventures are probably one of my very favorite ways to do real estate. And in fact, we do more joint ventures with people than probably anything else. So we are property wholesalers, we are value add real estate investors, but we always partner with locals in Puerto Rico, for instance. And we often partner with people who are like-minded in Florida when we're doing flips and when we're doing rental properties there. So this idea of joint venturing, where you find a 1 + 1 = 5, hopefully. So you've got a skill set over here and you partner with someone else who's got a different skill set. It makes a beautiful marriage. And when you can find that good joint venture partnership, you guys can do deal after deal after deal. And I'm telling you, if you're just watching this for the first time and you're thinking you want to be a real estate investor, joint ventures is something that you should look into, because you don't have to have the money to do it. You have to have a good mental attitude. Probably you're going to need to find a deal, or you're going to have a skill set that you're really good at that someone else doesn't have, and you bring something to the table and you can joint venture with someone for sweat equity. So don't forget about joint ventures. Number 3, the last one that I'm going to give you for today's video that you can start today without any money, without any credit, and you can do it. Anyone who's listening to my voice can do this right now, guys. And I think that for this strategy, there really hasn't ever been a better time to get involved with seller financing or subject to. I'm going to lump them together. Seller financing and buying property subject to. Why do I lump them together? Well, recently interest rates were at all-time lows. So they were down under like 3%, which is crazy low. When you factor in inflation, people were borrowing money under 3%, and if they still have those loans now, and let's say the inflation rate is 7%, then they're borrowing that money for less than free, which is pretty damn good. If you can borrow money for free with no interest, that's great. If you can borrow money for less than free, that's really, really powerful stuff. But there are houses and there are properties out there where they've got this tremendous 30-year fixed mortgages in place, and they're 2-3 years old, or they're maybe 5 or 6 years old. It doesn't matter. They're not that old. They've got all kinds of equity starting to build up, and they're getting to the point where the mortgages are going to be starting to pay down more rapidly. So when people borrow that money, on a 30-year fixed, the first 5 to 10 years is really just paying off interest. But if you can take over somebody's mortgage, buying houses subject to at these low interest rates, that's why I say this has never been a better time to be looking for this, and you don't have to have a lot of money to do it. Also, you can implement the other 2 strategies through this. So part of finding a great deal could be taking over somebody's 3.5% mortgage on a 30-year fixed loan on a single family home, and you get the person who's in trouble, say they're in foreclosure or they're going to lose their property to a tax deed. There's all kinds of reasons that people can get themselves in a bind and they need the way out. I say real estate superheroes come to the rescue, and you figure out a way that they don't see, and you get them out, and you make some money in the spread. It's a great way for someone who's starting out in real estate to get into the real estate game and get yourself out of the rat race, start becoming an entrepreneur, and you don't have to have a lot of money. Hey guys, thanks for watching that. Subscribe to our channel, watch this next, and then also check out the pinned content for more great content, guys. God bless.